Hey everyone, welcome to Ashley's Kitchen. I've had a question from Sylvia in Toronto about how to make a pan non-stick. And her question was specifically about a roasting pan. Now, with me, I got this tip from Jamie Oliver. Shout out to Jamie Oliver, thank you. Now I know when I make roasted potatoes and stuff like that, I don't always have non-stick pan. See, most of us have stuff like this at home, don't we? Stuff that we've used over and over and over and over again. And then when we put the potatoes on, everything's great, dinner's almost cooked, you know, sucky, especially if you have guests over. You go to scrape the potatoes off the bottom to turn them and everything's sticking. Well, that sucks. So I'm going to show you how to make it non-stick so when you go to turn those potatoes, nothing is sticking. The hardest part too is because it has so much starch in it, you definitely want to rinse your potatoes and make sure they're dry before you put them on the pan. Always make sure they're dry. And I oil, like I put all my oils and my greases on my potatoes before I put them on the pan. Please do that because if not, you're going to get, this won't work for you. If you don't do that, it won't work. Okay, so, like I said, the tip from Mr. Jamie Oliver. You got our old pan, because we all have them, and we need flour. So, first we're going to put oil on the pan. We're going to make sure it's all even. Just a thin, tiny, tiny, tiny coat of oil on the pan. I don't have any paper towel right now, so I'm going to do the old-fashioned. I'm going to use toilet paper. And we're just going to spread that all across the pan. Just a thin, even coat across the pan. And now you think this is weird, but it's not. We're gonna put flour on it. That's what we're gonna do. Now you're only gonna put a tiny bit of flour, and I'm gonna end up making a mess here because I have nothing to sift it into. And we're gonna shake the flour around the bottom of the pan. Shake the flour. And make sure you got all the flour, a thin coat on the bottom of the pan. Now essentially, this little trick is going to make your pan non-stick again, like the way it was when you bought it. Yet, probably when I bought this one, there was no such thing as non-stick. Okay. So, I almost got it all the way across there. Now we're going to take the rest of that flour. I know I'm making a mess right now, but that's just to show you guys what to do. Usually I do this over the sink, but I don't want to move the camera. So, we've got a thin layer of flour and oil on the bottom of our pan. And this is another reason why I tell you to put all your oils and everything into your potatoes. Do it all in a bowl before you put it on there because you don't want to be moving around the flour too much. You want that to be able to be the surface for the bottom of the pan and not mix in with all your oils that you're putting on your potatoes. So there you have it, guys. This is my trick, and it will work, trust me. Every potato will come out not sticking to that pan. And you can fry, you can bake everything else, but I know a lot of people have problems making sure the potatoes don't stick, so those are the ones with starch. So, that's my roasted pan, Sylvia. It's not going to stick for you. Try it out. Let me know how it goes, okay? Okay, so on a normal pan, like if you're going to be frying potatoes or hash browns or something in these frying pans, or meat, anything. Now these pans, I spent $3,000 on these pans. They are a wedding gift for me and my husband, to ourselves. Don't spend $3,000 on pans. Because this pan from Walmart, this one works much better for frying an egg or anything else. So you could just use for frying on stovetop. You could just, get a cheap pan from Walmart and it's going to work. Non-stick pan is not going to last forever, but it's going to do the job. But if you're going to be using your $3,000 pans, or something you've had for a long time and the non-stick's worn off, we're going to make sure the pan is hot. Always make sure the pan is hot before you add your fats, like your oil, your butter. Make sure you have a smoking hot pan, and then add your butter. And then turn it down, make sure you're not burning your food. On top of that, with meat, if you don't want your meat to stick, say, to your grill, on your barbecue, or on your frying pan, you're going to make sure you let it cook first. I know we just want to flip it like 6 million times to be like, yeah, we can cook, we can do this, right? But we got to let it sit. Let the potatoes sit, let the meat sit, and let it cook on the bottom before you flip it. Because if it's not properly cooked on the bottom, it's going to stick anyways. Doesn't matter what you do. Unless you have the cheap $14 pan, nothing will stick to that. So there's a couple tips for me. If you have any questions, just let me know. Shoot them out. Let's see if we can get something else figured out for you. See ya!